Now, you talk about Chad particularly saying if you don't take care of your own portion, they will go away. The question is, are they holding any portion of Nigeria? That is the question I will ask them. Are they holding any portion? We are all stakeholders in the Lake Chad Basin. Thank God I operated there. It's just like a border. If you say you will not take care of your border, that is your own headache. And the chief of army staff was on ground there. I think he's still there up till now. And they were on ground. Where are you holding? Demographically, they are not holding any inch of Nigerian land. Where they used to fish, I know that place. I operated in the Tumbuns in Baga, the whole of that place. So what champion are you for pushing an enemy out of your own territory? Why did you leave them there for this long? Those are questions people should ask them. I don't want us to go too much into it and begin to have diplomatic issues or strategic issues. So, my dear, tell Nigerians that they are not holding any demographic inch of Nigerian land. So if they want to withdraw from where they are supposed to border and look over the Lake Chad, let them withdraw. It is at the detriment of their own security. But that is not the agreement. They cannot withdraw because there's a commission and all the contributions, I can tell you, they are monitoring it. Because anything that happens here, it smears on the whole world. What about ISIS? When they were talking about ISIS, what has happened? ISWAP came out of ISIS. So that is why the world talks about collective security. In quote, you people may not know, it's a must. You cannot say you are pulling out. So that is what I can tell you. So it is something that happened that somebody will want to save face and all, and all, and all. So but I assure Nigerians that not 1 inch of our land has ever and will ever be lost to any of our neighbors. Even when the attempts were made several years ago, I will not mention specifics now. What happened? It wasn't possible. Is it now that we say let us collectively chase these criminals out of our common areas? So all those ones are just statements for people who are not aware of how the boundaries are there. They did not operate deep into our territory. No, not even slightly. It is just a normal boundary. You ensure that you keep eye. Where did they keep their eye before those people went and entered there? In heavy numbers. So, and I don't think it is fair enough for them to have thrown that thing into the media as it is now. Because a lot of revelations begin to come out that may not be healthy. But I can tell you that we are working very well with them. On the final note, we are working, that is the multinational joint task force is coordinating the activities very well. I don't want people to begin to listen to all the media interpretations. And that is why I'm happy that you are asking that question to Claire. So if you want the truth and the situation on ground, clear it from Directorate of Defense Media Operations. I can tell you that the multinational joint task force comprising Niger, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Chad, they are working well, and the planning team is planning well to rid the Lake Chad Basin completely of ISWAP and BHTs. First and foremost, by international standards and principles, you domesticate whatever you do. So must we, if it is true, if it is not a fake publication, because anything like that, any suggestion should come through the normal channel of communication, that is through their embassy, then it can be considered. We have to be careful of all these fake reportings, all this mimicking and rubbish and nonsense of the internet. My dear, I will only take it seriously. The Minister of Defense came here. If we begin to take every report on online report seriously, I tell you, we're going to miss our focus. I am happy you say it. Where is the person? Let him channel it through their embassy. Package a suggestion. Then it will come to us, we'll look at it. However, will Chadians come and tell us how to manage our internal security? No, it's not done. If they don't know how to do amnesty, Let them ask us how it will be done. How many people what is a habit? Why did amnesty come to be in the first place in the history of this country? There were reasons for it, and there were results. All conflicts at the end of the day, sometimes most of them, end on the conference table. So categorically, we cannot look at any publication online seriously. There is a proper channel. I tell you that if somebody stands up, pass it through their embassy, through their appropriate channel, foreign affairs, one day, it comes just like their press release, that they didn't mean bad, this didn't happen, and they did not mean it. And you can see the statement on that press release, how we have dealt with them and all. Above all, you don't carry another country's domestication and put in your own. If it is true, if they do away with people, why don't they kill all those people that the 58 immediately? Why don't they just fire them when they surrendered? If I thought there were any people that surrendered, they say they killed 1,000. Did you see their corpses? Did they show us their corpses? I say, let us not talk too much. So, my dear, my response is that I, as the the coordinator, my response is that I will not, the armed forces of Nigeria, and I don't encourage the country to even take any online assertion seriously. There is a channel whereby government to government will advise. Let them now forward their suggestions. Then we can tell them our stand. The reason why we now do Operation Safe Corridor, people say that they have repented, and we go further to separate them into the high risk and the low risk. Where are the high risk? They are accusing us. The high risk are in Kenji. Have we not tried them? They have been tried. When I was DDI, several of them were tried and sentenced, and some are serving jail terms. Then the ones that we are reintegrating, we will disarm, reintegrate and rehabilitate and reintegrate are the soft targets. I was there. They brought them. How were you captured? How were you taken into their fold? I was a meat seller. They came and packed all of us with our destiny. You are a vulcanizer. What were you doing for them? Few of them, one said, I carried weapon, I even participated in the operation, and you could see the sign of where his ear was cut off, everything cut off. I interacted with them. The soft targets, are you ready? After the profiling, those that are ready to be integrated. So it is not that you just carry all of them, I am repentant. You will still be profiled. If you are the ones that should face the law, they have faced the law. And I can say that if that is what he's talking about, then any person who has done that has goofed. All that they wanted to do probably is to begin to set the public against our efforts, which is wrong. So people should not take online fabrications, line, hook, and sinker, and begin to think. When you are in doubt, let us know and we'll give you the response. Finally, the response is that once they surrender or they are captured, they are profiled, separated into the high risk and then low risk. Low risk, those who say, there are people that surrendered. Even yesterday, I'm waiting to compile it. The next time I will give you the figure. They are surrendering en masse. And the law, international law, law of war says that if your belligerent or the enemy surrenders, what do? You take him as prisoner of war. That is if it's a conventional war. If it's not a conventional war, all other conditions that apply, you apply to them. You treat them humanely. And Nigeria is a law-abiding country just like its armed forces. So once somebody carries the weapon hands up, even if you don't have weapon, I'm in the bush, I've been fighting, I've surrendered, you treat him by international conventions. So if they say they will not follow conventions, we follow. Thank you, my dear.